like I said, I had some behavior issues in like elementary school. Like literally my mom, I just refused to go to school too at some points. My mom would have to drag me to school in my pajamas and just drag me in. Sometimes the teacher would have to come out and drag me into school because I just refused to go.
Now, what was the reason that you were so adamant on
I don't know. I really don't remember. I don't know why. I was very angry when I was younger.
Okay.
I just was like, I would literally just have like outbursts of rage and like literally like destroy, like I would just start throwing things and getting upset, and you know, I don't really know why, but as I got older, it kind of got a little bit better. But then when I got to middle school, I felt I was very insecure.
Okay.
And I feel like that really, like I said, I did the modeling thing, but then my insecurities really got out of hand. I was very insecure. I just felt like I just didn't want to be me at all. I wanted to be every other person but who I was.
And was there anything particular that was happening in school?
No.
Or anything like?
Not in school. I was actually, I hate to say it, but I was like, yeah, I was like very, I mean, I don't want to say like, but I was popular. A lot of people knew who, like I had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I was always I would be very funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just very insecure with who I was. I was always very small, so everybody would call me Little Rachael. Okay. But being very small, I felt like I didn't develop early. So that being young can make a woman or a young woman insecure.
Okay. And just so they know, anybody who hasn't met you, you're 4'11".
No, I'm not. I'm 5 foot. I am 5 foot
yeah.
and a quarter of an inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very small. I'm, 115 pounds and I'm 5 foot tall. So, and I was even small, I was very small then. So, but I was just always like the funny, I don't know, I guess funny
sort of
little
outgoing
person. Yeah, I was very outgoing. But I also then started becoming mean, like as I got in high school, because then I started getting mean, and I was mean, more or less because because I didn't like who I was.
Mm-hmm.
So, not a complete mean girl, but I can 100% say, like, if there was somebody that I was threatened by, like I was jealous of, I would try to put them down. Okay. And that's not okay, But I did do that because I was insecure with myself and I didn't like who I was.
Okay. And you said that started when you started getting into high school?
Yeah.
You started noticing that?
Yep.
Okay.
And now, mind you, during middle school, at this point too, like, I just want to say the only drugs I really tried at that time was I smoked weed and I drank in middle school. But then once I got into high school, it was a little bit different. I felt like I started to try to get boys' attention, so I was dressing, a little different. I was, I honestly found makeup, so I was, like putting that on to feel more confident. But really, I still didn't like who I was inside. So even though I was trying to dress up on the outside, it wasn't doing anything for the inside. And the attention from boys, I liked that.
Okay. And what age do you remember that?
Feeling like that?
Yeah.
I was like in 9th grade.
Okay.
Right, so going into high school.
Teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And So, were you drinking at all or anything before you went to high school?
Yeah, I was drinking, and I would smoke weed, but I never really liked that.
Okay.
But then when I got into 9th grade, I found pills. Somebody introduced me to pills, but I was drinking a lot in 9th grade, like a lot. So 9th and 10th grade.
So let me just ask you, because our daughters, like, we couldn't even imagine them drinking.
No,
and they're in 10th grade.
Yeah.
So, and we understand that things are so much different now than they were back then.
Right. Well, my mom worked all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time,
Was it like a weekend thing?
No, I would drink during the week.
During the week.
Like they would have, like I would just, since my mom worked all the time, I knew that she was never going to be home. Mm-hmm. And honestly, my dad would be, I don't really know where he was. I don't know if he was at the bar. I just know that he really wasn't home a lot either. So my younger sister was pretty much the only person that would be at home. And at this point, my older two sisters, they had moved out, moved on. Mm-hmm. And so I could literally, I was drinking and I would go home and just.
Yeah. Was there ever a point where you felt like, all right, maybe this is becoming a problem? Did it cause you any issues at home or at school, or were your friends like?
But that's when I started like acting out. Like I just didn't give a fuck about nothing. Like I literally had that attitude. I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You know, like nobody knew what I was going through. Nobody understood, you know, and I can say all that, but truly, I don't think I really thought it was a problem. I actually thought it was helping me, to be honest. Like I don't, and I can tell you too, I had a group of friends that I had in middle school, and then I still hung out with them in 9th grade, but that shifted because I was doing things they weren't into. Right.
Yeah. What
right.
type of things?
Just drinking all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I just wanted to drink. I don't know. I wanted to just feel, I liked the way it made me feel. I think that was the first time I was like, I could act a way that it was like, I felt more confident.
Gotcha. And you said you ended up taking a pill?
Yes.
So was that the first like hard drug that you
No.
Or tried?
So I was also doing like in 9th, I think it was 9th grade or 10th grade, I'm not really sure. It had to be 9th grade. I was also doing coke. Like somebody had introduced it to me. So there was like, you know how like, I don't know if for you, but there was like people's houses that they were like, I don't know where their parents were. It was like these kids lived by themselves because they were doing shit right in their house. I couldn't do it in my house, but I would gladly go to somebody else's house.
I mean, there were houses where you could
and I would always go over to this one person's house, and the one time like they just pulled out coke and they started doing it and asked me if I wanted to, and at that point I was not scared to try anything. I actually was like, yeah, I want to try it. Yeah, I want to try it. I want to see what it makes me feel like. Somebody, they had it at school actually, and they asked me if I wanted one, and I was like, well, yeah. I didn't even know what it was at first. It was an Oxycontin.
Okay. What milligram? Do you remember?
I think it was a 40. I mean, I don't really remember, but I had gotten a couple of them, and I held on to them because I was like, well, I don't know how this is gonna make me feel. Like, well, then I did it, and I liked it. Actually, I remember puking a lot, but I still liked the way it made me feel.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of the worst things I ever did in my life, because I feel like after that, it was also like, I really, since I liked it so much, I was like, well, can I get another one? Can I get another one? And you know, and this girl was like, no, I don't have them anymore. So I kind of like went back to just drinking all the time, doing coke sometimes, until Well, I met a boy at the time, and I got into a relationship with him. So, and I knew things about him. He was known before, like he had done heroin, and I knew that. But at the time that I met him, like started to see him, he wasn't doing heroin. So there was another girl that I hung out with, and she actually was like, do you want to ride with me to Reading? And actually, no, let me back up before I went through that. So I was with that same girl though, and we went to a friend's house, and she had heroin, and she asked me if I wanted to try it, and I was like, yeah. So I remember she took it out, and I remember I was like, that's not what I thought it was gonna look like.